So Jimmy Kimmel's suspension is over. However, I think ABC made a terrible mistake. So according to the news, it was only, maybe 2 days ago? According to NBC News, Jimmy Kimmel's suspension might have been a factor in shooting at Sacramento's ABC affiliate, DA says. We believe that there was a political motive behind his intention, the county prosecutor said. So the man accused of shooting at an ABC affiliate in Sacramento last week may have been motivated in part by that network's suspension of late-night host Jimmy Kimmel, authorities said Monday. So someone just happened to choose an ABC studio to shoot at. And today we hear the announcement that Jimmy Kimmel is coming back on air. ABC, big mistake. So this is what we're doing now, right? So ABC ends Jimmy Kimmel's suspension and his show will return Tuesday. We all saw the clips where he was supposedly making a joke, which it wasn't a joke, trying to say the person that assassinated Charlie Kirk was a part of MAGA and all of this was MAGA. And obviously the person was not. But we know how the left is. They like to propagandize. They like to lie to their followers who are gullible enough to still believe that these people have any integrity. If the Democrats or a liberal tells you the sky is blue, you need to go outside to make sure. Because they could be lying. Okay? Even though you know the sky traditionally is blue during the daytime, you still got to go out there and just double check, because these people are such propagandists and liars. So ABC was terrorized into bringing this guy back on the air. And they made a huge mistake, because when you reward this type of behavior, it can happen again and again. And next time somebody could get seriously injured or killed if some crackpot out here thinks they need to shoot up the studio because you take someone off air or something that they do not approve of. Or if someone is interviewed, or if you bring someone on ABC that the left doesn't approve of, then you're just setting yourselves and your employees up for potential terrorist attacks every time you don't do what these far left lunatics want you to do. So according to AP, ABC will reinstate Jimmy Kimmel's late night show, which the ratings are incredibly low if you look at the ratings, but they're going to reinstate Jimmy Kimmel's late night show in the wake of criticism over comments about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Officials with the network said Monday, "We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy. And after those conversations, we've reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday," ABC said in their statement. So he wasn't fired. That's another thing. I kept reading things about he was fired. But he wasn't fired. He was suspended. And ABC suspended Kimmel indefinitely on Wednesday after comments he made about Kirk, who was killed September 10th in a monologue. Kimmel said many in MAGA land are working very hard to capitalize on the murder of Charlie Kirk. What does he mean by capitalize off the murder of Charlie Kirk? capitalize off the murder of Charlie Kirk, and that the MAGA gang was desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. He was not one of them. Things in this country politically has just really gotten out of hand. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of nonsense. There's a lot of propaganda. There's a lot of lies. ABC, you made a terrible mistake by caving into terrorism. I know that a lot of people are cowards. They're scared. They're afraid of losing their lives. But by bringing this guy back after someone shot up your studio because you took him off is not a good move.